Hello students, good afternoon. This is Shivangi, Department of English. I hope you all are doing well, staying in your homes with your family. As we know, it is a very crucial time for all of us, and it is a very difficult to remain locked down in our own houses, but is the only way to get rid of this monster, this epidemic that is coronavirus. I hope you all are following the instructions given to us by our government. You can use these days to prepare yourself for the upcoming examinations. You can make yourself even more confident about your studies and utilize this time. So today I will tell you about the poem The Journey of Magi by T.S. Eliot. It is taken from the Gospel in the New Testament of the Bible. The Magi were three wise men from the east. A new star appeared in the sky, so they know it is the time to take their journey to Bethlehem because it is the time for the birth of Christ. So the poem is all about the hardships they are facing in their journey. The poem is a very important poem, so we can start with the poem. A cold coming we had of it, just the worst time of the year for a journey, and such a long journey, the ways deep and the weather sharp, the very dead of the winter. These five lines, these are adapted from the sermon which was preached by Lancelot Andrews before James 1 on Christmas Eve. So these are the lines about the time, the journey, the worst time that was there when they took this journey. They are regretting their decision because it was a very cold winter. The weather is very harsh. They are the very dead of the winter. The winter is very harsh. The weather is very cold, and it is such a long journey that they took. And the camels galled, sore-footed, refractory, lying down in the melting snow. The camels are also annoyed. They are also unwilling to continue their journey. They are lying down in the melting snow. There were times we regretted the summer palaces on slopes, the terraces, and the silken girls drinking sherbet. They are uh, they are remembering their old times. They want that time back. They remember the times when they rest in their summer palaces. They were drinking sherbet that was served by them. The beautiful women served them to the beautiful women served that sherbet to them. They regret their decision that they took this decision to on that journey. The camel-men cursing and grumbling and running away and wanting their liquor and women, and the night fires going out and the lack of shelters. The camel-men are also grumbling, they are also annoying, they are also grumbling, they are also murmuring and running away. They also they are they also even tried to run away and wanting their liquor and women. They want liquor, they want women, and the night fires going out. The fire which they burned for warm, they are also going out, and the lack of shelter. There's also they didn't also find any place to take rest, and the cities hostile and the towns unfriendly and the villages dirty and charging high prices. Hard time we had of it. The cities are also unfriendly. The people of the cities are also unfriendly. The villages all are also not clean. They are also dirty. They are also charging high prices for their shelters. And hard time we had of it. They are a very hard time on their journey. At the end, we prefer to travel all night, sleeping in snatches, with the voices singing in our ears, saying that is all, that is that this was all folly. So at last they travel all the night, they sleeps in little bit, they sleeps little bit, the voices are singing, they are also singing songs, saying that it was all folly, and they thought that it was all madness. They regret their decision, that they took this decision to go on the journey. Then at dawn, we came down to a temperate valley, wet below the snow line, smelling of vegetation, with a running stream and a watermill bringing the darkness, a three trees on the blue sky. Then at dawn, at morning, they reached a valley. The temperature of the valley was moderate. They also smelled some vegetation, some flowers, some herbs under the snow line, under the snow. There is also a running stream thereby, and watermill, there was also a watermill that is beating the darkness here stand for the old beliefs. The old beliefs are also beating down. And three trees on the low sky, here three trees all are the indicating the crucifixion of the Christ. An old white horse galloped away in the meadows. There are also an old white horse that are running away in the meadows, running away in the grassland. Then we came to a tavern with wine leaves over the lintel. Then they came to a tavern where there are the wine leaves on their pillars. Six hands here indicates the Judas who betray the Christ. Open door dicing for the piece of silver, that the six Judas who betraying Christ for the silver, here indicating the six hand that are at the open door dicing of the pieces. And feet kicking the empty wineskins, there are also feet that are playing with the wineskins. But there was no information, and so we continued and arrived at evening, not a moment too soon. So they had the speaker said they didn't have an information of the place where the birth of the Christ going to happen. So they just continued their journey. But at evening they arrived at the place. Finding the place, that means reaching their destination. It was, you may say, satisfactory. So the speaker said the Magi were satisfied with their journey. All this was a long time ago, I remember. It was a very long time ago when they took this journey. And I would do it again, but set down this. Were we led all that way for birth or death? So the speaker is happy, the speaker is satisfied that they took this journey, but he wants to know that they led this journey for birth or death. As we know, the birth of Christ is for death, for his crucifixion, because his birth is for to his birth is for that he will his birth is for that brought he will brought the new faith, and the old faith will be blown away. So he wants to know that the birth of the Christ is for death. So he was also not happy. There was a birth certainty. We had evidence and no doubt. He said that we know that it was birth because we see with our eyes, but we had evidence and no doubt. I had seen birth and death. So he said that we had evidence because we saw that birth with our eyes, and I had seen birth and death. Before he seen that birth, he also seen birth and death before, but had thought they were different. But this birth was very different. This birth was hard and bitter agony for us, because this birth is for very painful for them, like death and our death. So they said this birth also brings their death also, because we know the birth of Christ is for his crucifixion. He will place new religion, new order among the people. He will die for the human beings. We return to our places, these kingdoms, but no longer at ease here in the old dispensation with an alien people clutching their gods. And after they return to their palaces, they are not at ease. Because the people are still following the old religions, the old beliefs, they are still having their old faith. So the Magi said, the speaker said, they were not happy because the people are not having this old, not let down their old faith. I should be glad of another death. So he wants that the old faith should be blown out, that that the death will come, the death will get with it the new faith, the new religion, the new Christian. So girls, this is your poem. I hope I will explain to it clearly. So just prepare for examinations. Thank you.